West Virginia basketball coach Bob Huggins is no stranger to winning, and he has earned every bit of his success. After leading the Mountaineers to an NCAA Sweet 16 appearance in his first season, year two expected to bring winning results once again. And win the Mountaineers did, despite several critical roadblocks along the way. Whether it was players leaving for the NBA, having to overcome key injuries, or playing in the country's toughest conference with a group of freshmen, Huggins found obstacles in year two and still won. Some would say it was one of his best coaching jobs ever, and others would say it was typical Bob Huggins. Find a way to win, no matter what names appear on the roster. When you play for Bob Huggins, you will find a way to win, and you will be successful. That was the case with the 2009 West Virginia basketball team. There were opponents with more talent, but none with more tenacity to dig deep and find the inner strength to overcome. The Mountaineers always seemed to find a way, and with it, found success. Find a Way, the story of the 2009 West Virginia University basketball team, is brought to you by United Bank. Fresh off a Sweet 16 appearance the year before, much excitement surrounded the 2009 basketball season at West Virginia. Despite losing Joe Alexander to the NBA, second-year head coach Bob Huggins had a good mix of veterans and youth returning. Veterans like senior leader Alex Ruoff and juniors Deshaun Butler, Joe Mazzulla, Wellington Smith, and Josh Sowards all brought playing experience to the lineup. Also, sophomores John Flowers, Cam Thurlman, Will Thomas, and Johnny West had all been through the rigors of Big East basketball before. Very talented newcomers in Devin Ebanks, Darryl Bryant, Kevin Jones, Dee Proby, and Cam Payne completed the 2009 roster and gave the Mountaineers additional weapons to compete in the best basketball conference in the country. Huggins spent the non-conference season getting his team ready for Big East play and started the season off with a 4-1 mark in November.
Mazzulla on the other end, racing down the floor to Ebanks. Slam dunk for Devin Ebanks, who does a chin-up on that rim.
Highlighting the first month of the season was a 19-point win over Iowa from the Big Ten.
Ahead to Mazzulla, bounce pass to Chuck Bryant, and a finish. Fakes a pass, finds Ruoff in the corner. A deep three is good.
You know you're good when you walk into any venue and have no fear. I mean, I think that's kind of how our guys are beginning to approach things, that we're going to walk in wherever it is and expect to win the game.
After dropping a decision to Kentucky in the Las Vegas Invitational, the Mountaineers began December with a big victory in the heart of SEC country. On the road at Ole Miss, the Mountaineers learned how to play in a tight game in front of a hostile crowd. Veteran guard Joe Mazzulla suffered a shoulder injury in the game that left the Mountaineers undermanned. But Huggins and crew found a way to get it done. Fueled by 22 points and 10 rebounds from Deshaun Butler and 16 points from Alex Ruoff, the two veterans led the way as WVU broke Mississippi's 25-game non-conference home winning streak. It was a good win to begin December play, and the Mountaineers stood at 5-1 overall.
As far as on the road, I think we exceeded a lot of expectations. You know, we had 3 freshmen in our top 6, but yet we were still real successful on the road, so we did a great job.
After the victory at Mississippi, West Virginia went on to win 3 of its next 4 games before Radford visited the Coliseum 2 days before Christmas. Get the win and get home for Christmas was the furthest thing on the mind of Alex Ruoff, who turned in a record-setting night.
Off to Ruoff, he's open straight away 3. He hit another one! Hands the ball over to Ruoff, he'll try a corner 3. He hit it! That equals the school record. Out front to Ruoff, here's another 3. There it is! A school record for Alex Ruoff.
The senior guard got his Christmas present early with a school record 9 3-pointers.
Shot well, I guess. I just, made my first couple. And once you reach like 5 or 6, you realize you're having that kind of night.
I think that particular night, he just turned it loose and had a great game.
After Christmas, it was back to business on December 27th with a huge CBS nationally televised matchup at number 15 ranked Ohio State, where the Mountaineers made themselves right at home.
I felt good walking in there. We had great practices. I thought the way we were going to attack their matchup was going to be hard for them to deal with.
That is such a big part of what West Virginia likes to do, Vern. Turn you over and get points off those turnovers. Nice pass, beautifully done.
There's Butler, that's for 3.
After a slow start, WVU took a 7-point halftime lead into the locker room before turning in an impressive second-half performance.
And one of the things you really notice about him, Vern, is he's always on balance. The West Virginia Mountaineers are clearly having their way with Ohio State right now.
Nice one-touch pass, beautiful. Really, really nice. Right there, Ebanks.
It was all gold and blue in scarlet and gray country during the second half in Columbus. With an impressive defense that held the Buckeyes to just 20 second-half points, the Mountaineers handed Ohio State its worst non-conference home loss in school history. With a lopsided 28-point victory, West Virginia broke the nation's longest winning streak. It was WVU's largest victory on the road against a ranked team in school history, and marked the largest margin of victory over a ranked team in the long and illustrious career of Bob Huggins. Yes, it was a great day to be a Mountaineer.
We pretty much played both halves of that game, man. It kind of shows, like how good we can be, how good a team we can be if we play both halves.
I feel like we played very well that game, obviously, and came on their floor on a big game on CBS, and took the crowd out of it, and just played to our strength.
West Virginia went 6-1 in the 7 games during the month of December. However, there were still issues that plagued this team, especially at the point guard position. Junior Joe Mazzulla's shoulder injury would prove to be season-ending, and the starting point guard job was turned over to freshman Truck Bryant. Having to start a freshman point guard in the Big East can be scary, but Bryant proved to be up to the challenge. Still, Mazzulla's injury caused concern with depth heading into the new year. January brought Big East play and a road game at Seton Hall. Behind 18 points each from Ruoff and Butler, the Mountaineers dominated the Pirates and started out the Big East season with a victory.
Ebanks going to stop, gets the ball back to Flowers, down the baseline with a slam dunk, a beautiful feed, puts up the floating shot, and the follow-up in the air is taken down by Flowers. Rebound Flowers, he goes up with it, puts it up, and scores another 2. Bryant gets it to Ruoff, he stops, pops straight away, 3-ball, up and in! This shot is rejected into the stands by Devin Ebanks.
After the win at Seton Hall, West Virginia found itself on the short end in conference games against nationally ranked Connecticut and Marquette. The final non-conference game of the season against Marshall provided the Mountaineers with a chance to get back on the winning track.
Nice feed inside, and then a good dump off to Devin Ebanks. Three-pointer from outside, drilled by Ruoff. Deshaun Butler for two.
In a decisive victory over Marshall, Truck Bryant was awesome against the Thundering Herd with a career-high 22 points to help West Virginia improve to 12-4 on the season. After a win over South Florida at home, a key game in the month occurred at Georgetown on January 22nd, where the 12th-ranked Hoyas figured to have their way against the Mountaineers. However, Georgetown figured wrong.
Now to Wellington Smith. He'll try a 16-footer straight away. Swish. Wellington Smith drills it from out front. Here's Butler, an open three. This time he hit it. Fakes the shot, drives to the basket. Slam dunk for Alex Ruoff. He took it down the middle of the lane, and he dunked the basketball.
Paced by four players with double figures, including Deshaun Butler's 27 points, the Mountaineers were never in awe in a building that saw the home team win 31 of its last 32 games. The 75-58 Mountaineer victory marked Georgetown's worst home loss since 2004. WVU completed the month with a 5-4 mark. A 23-point victory over St. John's and a 6-point loss to Louisville closed out January, leaving the Mountaineers at 15-6 and 4-4 in the conference heading into February.
Most of our games were against top 15 teams during the time. So I felt that at times we handled it well, but other times we didn't. But that just comes back to us being young and not being smart about our decision making.
It just felt good though to win a couple of games and to play against the teams in the toughest conference in America.
On February 7th, the Providence Friars visited the Coliseum with renewed enthusiasm. But the Coliseum mystique completely took the Friars out of their game. Alex Ruoff had 24 points, followed by Devin Ebanks with 13 points and 6 rebounds to lead the way against Providence. After a road loss at Pitt, 13th-ranked Villanova visited the Coliseum for a Friday night ESPN game. And the place was rocking.
Let's roll out the carpet and bring on the Mountaineers.
The Wildcats had won 6 straight and were averaging 98 points per game. But the Mountaineers kept the eventual Final Four participants off their game the entire evening. Freshman Devin Ebanks was starting to come into his own and turned in a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds. However, the night belonged to Deshaun Butler.
Rifles at left corner for a Butler jumper three. Yes!
Ruoff can't leave him open.
Double team underneath. Bryant layup good and a foul against Pena. Underneath Butler backdoor layup good.
What a great cut and a great pass.
Flowers for a three. Yes! They rifle it underneath the Butler. The Flowers slam dunk.
Ball comes loose. Here comes Ruoff. 4-on-1. Oh, what a pass! What a touch pass by Bryant!
Butler's 43 points was one of the best performances ever in a WVU uniform. His performance was the 3rd best in Coliseum history and the most by a Big East player since 2003.
I caught the ball on the baseline, and I opened up the wrong way. I opened up toward the baseline. And I was like literally behind the basket on the side, and I shot the ball and it went in. I'm like, all right, like this might be a good day for me today.
It's history. He made history. He had 43 points in the game here, so it definitely felt good just to watch Deshaun have a great night.
Deshaun Butler just killing Villanova right now.
He could not miss that night, and I'm just so glad I was there to see it and to be a part of it.
I just kept making shots, and the shots just kept falling. That's all I can say about it. You know, it was one of the best game I ever played in my life.
The Villanova win was WVU's third of the season over a ranked opponent, and all three were double-digit victories. Next up was Notre Dame. In businesslike fashion, West Virginia disposed of the Irish in front of another packed house at the Coliseum.
Ruoff drives, spins in the lane, layup, good, beautiful play. And Ruoff pushes up a three, yes! Wellington takes it into the paint, gives the ball 15 foot away for Jones, long jumper on the rim, got it! Ruoff under the basket, fighting for the ball, puts up a shot and scores! Shot clock 10, Ruoff left corner, gonna try a long jumper, got it for three!
5 players hit for double figures, and Kevin Jones grabbed 10 rebounds as the Mountaineers won their 4th straight game at home. The Mountaineers went 4-3 in the month of February and improved to 18-8 overall and 7-6 in the rugged Big East. Just 3 regular season games remained in the month of March, and WVU was positioning itself for yet another postseason appearance.
We're always about passion, kind of loving the game, having fun, but yet doing things right. When you look over to the right or left of you, you see those guys that, they're always with you. You see your brothers. And then you look over to the sideline and you see hugs. You see a guy that just doesn't want to lose.
I think they're used to going out and putting in a full day's work, and you come to expect it.
March began with yet another double-digit road win at South Florida, before returning home to close out the final 2 regular season games. A victory over DePaul saw Alex Ruoff hit for 20 points. Deshaun Butler account for 16 points and 10 rebounds, along with Devin Ebanks' impressive 14-point and 14-rebound performance.
Now steps back, sends out to Truck Bryant. He'll step into a three. It's in the air. It's good for Truck. Jab steps, drives to the basket. Scoop layup. Good for Deshaun. Here's Ebanks. Sends it right corner. Ruoff for a three. Got it. Deshaun goes underneath the screen. Drops the ball back to Kevin Jones. Layup again.
There was no question, and the DePaul game proved it, that Ebanks, along with Bryant's 12 points and Jones's 13 points and 9 rebounds, were growing up real fast in the tough Big East. Playing like veterans, the 3 freshmen were vital to WVU's game plan.
Right down the lane, beautiful drive by Ebanks. and it's nice to see freshmen progress.
Well, I think Devin wants to be good. I think that's where you start. And then I think he's got a great basketball IQ. You know, I think towards the end of the year, he really felt like he was one of our better defenders, which he probably was, and certainly was our best rebounder.
You know, I felt it was really, you know, around that time, around the January, February time where, you know, when I started to get more comfortable and relaxed, and, you know, I started playing the way I usually play. You know, it felt great being out there playing the way I knew I could play.
Chuck had a whole lot of things thrown at him.
Yes, I was kind of throwing a freshman point guard in the toughest conference in America, so that's kind of difficult, but I felt I did a pretty good job. I just went through a freshman slump that a freshman's gonna go through, and honestly, I was just blessed to play with Devin and Kevin.
There's so much to learn, and you think so much when you're a freshman, and I think that certainly happened to Kevin early, and then as he got more comfortable and felt more at ease about what his role on the team was, he certainly played better.
I think towards January and February, I think I finished off real strong. I got used to everything, got used to our teammates. My teammates was finding me in good spots, and I succeeded on this year. I had to give it to my teammates.
The win over DePaul set the stage for the final home game of the season against Rick Pitino and his 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. It was a day to showcase Mountaineer basketball to the entire nation, as ESPN's College Game Day was also on hand to broadcast from the Coliseum for the weekend. Reese Davis, Digger Phelps, Jay Billis, Hubert Davis, and Bob Knight got a first-hand look at the excitement, electricity, and enthusiasm that surrounds West Virginia basketball. The Game Day show's largest audience of the season turned out in Morgantown, as Mountaineer fans let the country know how passionate they were about the gold and blue.
It was absolutely incredible on TV. What I was excited about was the opportunity to showcase the wonderful people we have here in this state and the unbelievable enthusiasm that they show, you know, time in and time out.
Game day was amazing. Just to watch it on TV, just to see that somebody else is on your court that you usually play on. It's just amazing. Just an amazing thing happened.
The Mountaineer Maniacs are here at the Coliseum. This is one of the great environments.
Aside from the Game Day show and an ESPN primetime audience, WVU paid tribute to the 50th anniversary of its 1959 Final Four team that played for the national championship and was led by legendary great Jerry West. The hoopla, along with senior night, made the evening special, and the game was a classic showdown.
This place is electric. This is going to be fun.
Left block, Wellington Smith reverses out to Truck. Here's a 3 for Bryant. Good.
Everybody touched. That's good.
Devin spins away from McGee, penetrates in, bounces it underneath. Jones layup, good. Great pass by Ebanks. Ebanks inbounds. Butler jumper, good from 18 away. He backs in, turnaround 15-footer is up, in!
He's one of the better type of dandies in the conference.
Yes, you're right.
Here's Jones, turnaround jumper for Kevin's good! Here's Ruoff penetrating against Sosa, spins, passes, Jones, 17-footer, yes! Wellington penetrates, 17-footers up, in! He tied it at 29! Leishon gets to the foul line, Ebanks underneath, there's Jones, layup, good! Here's a long jumper, up and in for 3 for Wellington Smith. There's bounce pass left side, Jones, layup, good! Under the basket, it goes to Butler, layup, good! And a foul, the Dons tied at 40. Turnaround jumper, Butler on the rim, tipped up and in by Ebanks. A turnaround 15-footer, up and in! West Virginia leads 52-51.
Behind a season-high 19 points from Kevin Jones and 16 points and 10 rebounds from Devin Ebanks, the youthful Mountaineers battled the veteran Cardinals down to the final seconds. Louisville escaped with a narrow 3-point win. Finishing the regular season at 21-10 and 10-8 in the league, WVU headed to the Big East tournament at New York's Madison Square Garden as the 7th seed. Predicted 9th in the preseason poll, the Mountaineers drew a bye in the tournament's opening round. First was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who the Mountaineers defeated by 11 points in the regular season. Round 2 would be no problem either.
Right side wing, Ruoff driving baseline right into the lane. Butler layup, good, great pass.
Ruoff for the three, and Mike Bray wants a timeout. Wide open, Ruoff for another three.
Now Truck will try the three. It's up, it's in. How do you like Truck Bryant? On the right baseline, here's Butler. Jumper good from 16 off the assist from Truck Bryant. Swings it right side wing. Truck Bryant three. Yes, he got another one.
How about that? A little step back. Smooch at MSG.
Ebanks in the middle of the lane.
Up top, Truck. Gonna try that three ball. He got it for his first points of the second half.
Ruoff. Nicely done.
Gets the ball to Ruoff. Layup. Alex. Good and a foul.
Butler scored 20, and Truck added 17, while Ebanks controlled the boards with an impressive 18 rebounds. However, the night belonged to senior guard Alex Ruoff. Aside from his 25-point effort, he became the school's all-time leader in three-point field goals made, passing Kevin Pittsnogger. Behind Ruoff's effort, the Mountaineers shined in the world's most famous arena.
Out front, Ruoff for the school record three. Yes! There it is at the 13:52 mark. Alex Ruoff climbs to the top of West Virginia University's all-time leading three-point shot record.
I didn't even think about it, honestly. You know, once the game was over and the media was talking about it, then I realized, okay, I finally got over that, that milestone. But you got to remember, I came here with Beeline, Pat Beeline, Mike Gansey, and Kevin Pittsnogger, great shooters, Joe Hairbeck. So, to be at the top of that list, that, I take a lot of pride in that just because of how many great shooters have come through here.
And that's a lot of hard work. And Alex's effort was as consistent as probably anybody that I've ever had.
He set records here. He's done so much for the school, on and off the court. And he's just a tremendous role model as far as just as a student athlete in West Virginia.
In the Big East quarterfinals, WVU faced Pitt for the third time in 2009.
We lost twice to them, double digits. And, coming into the Big East tournament, we're warming up and we're looking down there and they're goofing around, they're throwing alley-oops, not even a structured warm-up.
They really didn't think it was that big of a game. They're gonna go right by us and get ready to play Syracuse or UConn.
We took that as, as a challenge, wow, kind of dissing us in front of us.
And we go out and get ready to play, and from then on, we just took care of business,
Ruoff forces one up from 18. He got it! Pass deflected, stolen by Ruoff. Ruoff driving down the other end of the floor. Layup shot good.
Deshaun Butler off to Ebanks. He's fouled and a chance for three. West Virginia takes the lead.
Penetrates, 16-footer. Got another one.
Too smooth, that kid.
Bounce it left wing, Butler. Here's a three. Yes! Deshaun Butler. And Jamie Dixon takes the timeout.
Ruoff, beautifully executed play, right out of bounds. Half running out, and will that count?
what a play. What a cut, of course, by Ruoff.
In transition, here's Truck driving, gives the ball to Ebanks, and he goes and dunks it over Dixon. A big smile on the freshman's face.
What a terrific look at the end. Hustling, scrapping, love it.
They go back left wing. Flowers, long jumper up and in. A three for John Flowers. Ebanks underneath to Ruoff. Ruoff reverse layup. Got it over Sam Young. Backdoor cut. Flowers. Layup. Good. Sends it left side to Deshaun Butler. He'll try a quick three. He hit it. Deshaun Butler buries it.
A career-high 20 points from Ebanks helped propel WVU to a 14-point victory over Pitt and a trip to the Big East semifinals for the second straight season under Huggins. Ebanks and Butler returned the next night in the semis for a 22 and 21 point performance against Syracuse, but the 18th-ranked Orange prevailed in overtime. West Virginia stood at 23 and 11, and along with a strong RPI, earned a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. 2009 marked the 6th straight postseason appearance for the Mountaineers and 4th NCAA trip in 5 years. The destination was Minneapolis and the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome.
Going into Selection Sunday, we were real confident. You know, we knew we were going to make the tournament. We were just real anxious to see who we were going to get in the first round.
You know, it's an honor to be invited to the NCAA tournament. So we wanted to make the most of it at the time and just let the young guys experience going to the tournament. And just, you know, just the fact that you can say you went once or even twice, for me, you know, it's good.
The opponent was Dayton in the opening round. Travel problems and delays to Minneapolis may have had an effect on the Mountaineers, who never seemed to get on track and could not avoid the upset, ending the season at 23 and 12. The 2009 basketball season at West Virginia brought many highlights as the program recorded its 5th straight 20-win season to go along with its 6th consecutive postseason appearance. The Mountaineers reached their 2nd straight Big East Championship semifinal with the help of the #1 ranked scoring defense in the league. With production from 2,000-point scorers on its roster in Alex Ruoff and Deshaun Butler, West Virginia defeated ranked teams in #2 Pitt, #12 Georgetown, #13 Villanova, and #15 Ohio State. Alex Ruoff was a first-team academic All-American, giving the program 5 academic All-Americans in the last 6 years. He was awarded with a Big East prestigious Men's Basketball Scholar Athlete of the Year award, marking 3 of the last 4 recipients of the award, including 2 straight coming from the Mountaineer basketball program. Alex Ruoff leaves as West Virginia's all-time leader in game and career three-pointers made. Butler was named 2nd team All-Big East and was voted the team's MVP by his teammates. Freshman Devin Ebanks was named to the league's All-Rookie and All-Tournament teams, thanks to his strong March performance in the Garden. 10 players were named to the athletic director's academic honor roll. And with 49 wins in 2 years under Bob Huggins, West Virginia basketball has the distinction of having the 4th active winningest coach in America leading its program. Averaging 25 wins a year during the last 4 seasons, West Virginia returns a talented group that is already getting noticed around the country. For 2010, WVU has earned a preseason top 10 ranking. West Virginia fans know that something special is happening with their basketball program. That's why they responded in 2009 with the 2nd highest attendance average in Coliseum history and the most season tickets ever sold. Feeding off the energy from their fans, the players responded. And once again in 2009, the Coliseum was a place that no teams wanted to visit. The atmosphere was electric in the Coliseum during Big East play. And it was that energy that helped carry the Mountaineers through the toughest of games. Losing players to the NBA, injuries, and inexperienced freshmen thrust into the spotlight were just some of the obstacles West Virginia basketball had to overcome in 2009. With each challenge, the Mountaineers grew as a team, and that will prove beneficial in the years to come. Something good is happening in Morgantown with West Virginia basketball, and the 2009 season provided a great learning curve for future success. This group learned how to fight and dig deep to find a way, and their effort brought success to West Virginia basketball once again. Find a Way, the story of the 2009 West Virginia University basketball team, has been presented by United Bank. This has been a presentation of MSA, the Mountaineers Sports Network.